Initiating a conversation can be incredibly scary, and we completely understand where your doubts are coming from, but it should not stop you from doing it anyway. Every relationship you have right now once began with a conversation, did it not? So maybe you're feeling nervous about how to initiate a conversation on the first date. Knowing how to talk to girls and what to talk about with them is an important skill for guys to learn, especially if they want to learn how to get a girlfriend. So presuming that that's the reason why you are here, you are looking for a way to initiate great conversations and wow a woman, right? So finding topics to discuss can be difficult, but of course we're here to help. And once you know what to talk about with a girl, a little charm and friendliness will help you connect with her on a romantic level. So we've come up with a few conversation starters just for you. There are some topics that you can initiate conversation with and then just go with the flow. So shall we? Like and subscribe. Hobbies and interests. A person's hobbies are often an important part of who they are as a person. After all, it's where they spend the majority of their time. Because hobbies are activities that people do for fun, the conversation is bound to be upbeat and positive. Now, you may even share common interests that you can pursue together, and if not, well, you have something new to try. Asking a woman about something personal like this, but not too personal, of course, is a great conversation starter because as she begins to get into the details of her favourite hobby, you will notice she starts to relax and feel more comfortable around you, which will make it easier for the conversation to continue and flow. Dreams and goals. Your dreams, like your experiences, are a vital part of who you are. You are shaped by your thoughts about the future, even if you haven't done anything yet. So ask for information about her plans without making it sound like a job interview. You're trying to get to know her as a person, not her qualifications for an open position. Now remove the phrase, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" from your vocabulary. For a lot of women, as they do get older, their adolescent career dreams can be crushed or derailed by the real world. So by initiating a conversation about them and actively listening to what she has to say, maybe you could ignite a passion for a certain field. Open up conversations about her accomplishments or what she would like to achieve, or give her the chance to reflect on how far she's come since that initial dream. Ask questions. Knowing how to ask the right questions is just as important as knowing the right topics. But what exactly are appropriate questions? So, instead of one-word answers, the right questions are open-ended and allow her to tell a story. Questions that allow for a deeper level of discussion, like what led you to pursue this particular career path? How did you come up with the idea for your business? Now, of course, this will depend on the woman herself and whether she fits the criteria for the question you are asking. Don't just start asking a bunch of questions that have little to no correlation with her or her interests or even the environment you're both in. That will make you look a little bit weird, and I'm pretty sure the conversation will come to a swift stop and she'll probably just get up and leave. This one's easy. Talk about the location. How do you like this place? It's another classic date question that has never gone out of style. The main goal of this question is to talk about what she thinks about your choice of date location. So if you are the one who suggested the location, you can ask that question first. This question is also a great way just to get that conversation going, as it gives the girl a chance to talk about her likes and dislikes, which can provide you with important information about her personality. Personal life. Now, with this one, you have to be careful not to overstep the boundaries. There are a few women who will feel at ease discussing their previous relationships with a man that they still consider a stranger. So before bringing up this subject, make sure you are already acquainted. Keep the conversation general if she won't reveal much about her previous love life. You can accomplish this by taking turns, telling relationship stories and asking common relationship questions. This will enable you to build an understanding of her values and expectations and how she handles relationships in general. Talk about her family. Now, there are plenty of questions about family to keep the conversations going. Inquire about her parents' names, her background, and current location. Following that, inquire as to how many siblings she has and whether she's the oldest or even the youngest. You could ask about her aunties, her uncles, cousins, grandparents, and pets to really broaden the scope. Additionally, ask her about her childhood and whether she moved around often or stayed in the same place. You will find that this will open the door for her to tell you any funny or exciting memories that she has, which will also help to calm her nerves. Music. Music is also a topic of conversation that can lead to an even bigger discussion. A lot of people love music, and the fact that there are so many different genres to choose from means that everyone will have their own unique preferences. Music can be a great way to bring people together, especially when there are common favorites. But don't use this as an excuse to list your top 100 albums in descending order. When it comes to music, men have a tendency sometimes to go just a little bit crazy. So ask a few questions of her interests, and if she says something that you don't like, which, let's face it, is very likely, don't freak out. Sometimes opposites can attract. Just take it in your stride and see where the conversation simply takes you. This one is nice and easy. Movies and TV. Now, you don't want to appear to be an expert because that will cast you off as a couch potato. However, do ask some questions about what she watches. Remember, it's not a test. You're just getting to know each other. If your tastes are vastly different, you might not be a good match. Don't pass judgment though just because she doesn't watch Mad Max. The subject works similarly to the previous point, but you can use it to advance the date or two. Start talking about new releases. Keep an eye out for the movies that she's excited to see, and remember it when she says it. Then later on, it could be the key to another meeting. For example, making a second date to go to watch the movie she's been talking about, or simply having a movie night if she really likes an old classic. Helpful tips to keep the conversation alive. You need to match her energy. Your energy should match the energy of the girl you're talking to. Now, if she is enthusiastic about a particular interest or hobby, reciprocate that enthusiasm. If something about the topic has upset her, be upset for her and try to slowly change the subject. There is a fine line between mirroring her energy and acting fake about how you feel. So remember to be yourself and stay on the right side of the line. Even if you can't relate to her experience, try to find a way to connect by listening and offering words of affirmation. Listen. Yes, this one appears pretty simple, but most men sometimes can struggle when it comes to listening to a woman. When you want to talk to a woman and pique their interest, remember not to talk too much about yourself. Take note of what she says because she didn't meet you to be ignored or talked over. Ask her lots of questions and give her that chance to see that you are invested in this conversation and serious about getting to know her better. Now, if she is in a field that you have no clue about, just be honest and say, you know what, I have no idea what data science is, but I'd love to understand your profile a little bit better. And do not interrupt when she is speaking, simply just pay attention. Have a little gossip. Now, we will be the first to admit that gossiping can sometimes be very entertaining. It is entertaining and can be a good way to vent, if necessary. So people who gossip together tend to trust one another. So this is an excellent way to bond with your date. Now, the key is to keep it non-toxic. When gossiping, it's important to make sure you don't say anything mean or untrue about others because that will then set the tone for how she will view you in the future. Now, would you say something untrue and mean about her if things didn't go as planned? So it's important to be mindful of your words and to stay away from topics that could be perceived as hurtful. Striking up and maintaining a conversation, it can be difficult if you don't have the gift of the gab. So you may find it easier to keep some topics handy to help you master the art of conversation. And if you want to find a place in a girl's heart, you should know what to talk about with her at times. But if you take anything from this video, let it be this. Don't panic. Remember, she is just as nervous as you are. So have fun and let loose a little bit. Good luck.